Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Never one to turn down the opportunity to raise a grievance or create division between England and Scotland, Keith Brown has once again waded in without understanding what the hell is going on, simply to make a political point. Unfortunately, the point he's making is that he's a complete moron, a buffoon, an incompetent, and, roughly speaking, I suppose, a bit of a dick. That won't come as a surprise, I'm sure. Many people think that Broon is a bit of a dick. But we're going to have a look at this to see why he's got this one completely wrong, saying that the Tories are removing jobs from Scotland and everything with the closure of the Foreign Office Development, the Foreign Commonwealth Development Office in East Kilbride. They're not closing it, they're simply moving it 9 or 10 miles down the road. Not because they don't like East Kilbride, but simply for logistical reasons. They can't get the people to travel there, the transport links aren't good enough, etc. And of course, if that's the problem, then that's more an SNP issue for not creating good transport links rather than a British government issue of deciding to move jobs out of Scotland, which they haven't. So we'll have a look at this, see why Broon is in trouble again by opening his big mouth and showing everybody how stupid he is. Here goes. So here we go. Keith Brown in fresh fake news storm over claims the Tories are threatening Scottish jobs. Far from it, Keith. They're moving the office down the road to Glasgow and hiring more people. And the office that is still there will now be used by HMRC in about 18 months' time, creating even more jobs than that are going away. None of this is costing the Scottish people anything because it's all jobs that are paid for from Westminster. And on top of that, they're creating a whole load of new jobs up in Aberdeen. But hey, Keith, don't let the facts get in the way of showing your own racist bigotry. The SNP's deputy leader and Chief Dick waded into the debate on the Foreign Office jobs moving from East Kilbride to Glasgow. For some reason, he thinks Glasgow is not in Scotland, perhaps. Who knows? It wouldn't surprise me if he thought that. I mean, I do rate him as a very, very stupid man. And it's evident by the things he's saying here. So Keith Brown has found himself at the centre of another fake news storm after claiming Scottish jobs are being threatened by the Tories. If by threatening means, well, creating more Scottish jobs, then yeah, I suppose. What a dick. The SNP deputy leader waded into the debate over the decision by the Foreign Office to move its offices from East Kilbride to Glasgow, which I believe is about 9 miles, 8 or maybe 10 miles, something like 9 to 10 miles. It's not far. It's a 20-minute journey, I suppose, isn't it? Is there a I don't know if there's a train station in East Kilbride. I'd imagine if there is, it's a very short train ride. Anyway, nationalists originally pounced on the news, claiming the jobs were being lost to Scotland, because apparently Glasgow is no longer in Scotland. I mean, to be honest, Glasgow Council aren't. They're on another bloody planet. But Glasgow itself, of course, is in Scotland. I mean, it's these people are just so stupid. You have to start questioning yourself because you think surely nobody can be as stupid as these people obviously are. And then you look at them and you go, yep, they are. They are very much to the left of the bell curve, aren't they? Anyway, Mr. Brown was responding to a tweet from a party colleague, Colette Stevenson, who is the MSP for East Kilbride. She accused Scottish Tory MSPs of laughing when she raised the issue at Holyrood. Well, what they were laughing at, darling, was the fact that everyone said, oh, you're losing all these jobs out of Scotland. And they were going, no, because Glasgow is in Scotland, you ignorant twonk. Mr. Brown, who sits for the Clackmannanshire and Dunblane seat, responded, absolutely disgraceful comment, or contempt, for these jobs from the Tories. I remember being attacked during IndieRef for apparently risking these jobs. Now the Tories are threatening them and laughing about it. They're not threatening them. Not a single job has been threatened. They're not getting rid of people. They're increasing numbers and they're moving the offices up the road. And the offices themselves will end up employing even more people. Keith Brown, stop looking for division. Stop looking for racist, bigoted comments that you think will help independence, but end up only making you look like the biggest dick in Scotland, and not in a good way. The Scottish Tory said Mr Brown's grievance performances are becoming increasingly tiresome and indeed desperate, I would suggest. Scottish Conservative Deputy Constitution spokesperson Alexander Stewart said he's all too happy to pander to his nationalist base when he knows all too well that these jobs are not being lost, but moved as a matter of a few miles down the road. And Mr Stewart joked, Keith Brown was all too happy to talk up the merits of a rebuttal unit at the SNP conference 2 months ago. If this trend continues, he will be extremely busy using the unit to tell himself off for posting misleading information. Yeah, lies. It's just all lies and spin and BS from Keith Brown. And of course it is. Because he daren't face the truth. Because the truth is, the Tories have just increased the number of jobs in Scotland. And that goes against the narrative of both him and the SNP. Because he's got to portray everything that comes from south of the border as being evil and awful and toxic and, when in actual fact the actual evil and awful and toxic nature of anything is that of the SNP. Anyway, ironically, Mr Brown spoke about the rebuttal unit in the same speech that included a fake quote from Margaret Thatcher. He lied, yes. He falsely claimed that the Iron Lady had said the SNP just needed to win a majority of seats at Holyrood for Scotland to be independent. Margaret Thatcher was never so stupid as to ever say that. This comes from a wet dream, a fetid wet dream by some nationalist policy twonk who thinks it sounds good. Never happened. Never happened. Thatcher was cleverer than that. Thatcher was cleverer than any one of these people, wasn't she? Anyway, around 1,000 staff are to be moved from Abercrombie House in East Kilbride into the Glasgow city area, city centre, in 2025. And at the same time as they move out, the HMRC are moving in. No jobs will be lost, many jobs created. Keith Brown looks like a dick, but I can use that sentence without any preface. He's just a dick, isn't he? The Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office have confirmed there will be no job losses, although Labour-run South Lanarkshire Council says it will have a major impact on East Kilbride. Do tell me how. I don't understand how this will have an impact. One government department moves out, another government department moves in. The one that's moving in is creating more jobs than the ones moving out. So yes, it will. It will. She is right. It will have a major impact at East Kilbride. It will lift it up with the creation of all these extra jobs and more money going into the local economy. There you go. That's a good move. But you're never going to say it, and you certainly will never hear it from the likes of Keith Brown, will you? Because it's not a grievance point. Damn Westminster and their job creation schemes. Keith Brown, sod off, you sad, inadequate little dick. Anyway, I shall round off. I shall come up and we shall finish the video, but not before we realise what a knob Keith Brown truly is and why he is so dangerous with the things he says. He creates this division and that divides a society, and that's dangerous. Anyway, stop it there, coming up. Sure, Keith Brown gets up every morning and goes, how can I make myself look stupid today? What can I possibly do or say that makes people think that I'm a bit of a knob? And then, having decided on his course of action, he goes off and does it. And every day people look at him and go, Jesus, what a knob. It really is, isn't it? It's all it is. He's such an incompetent. And what's he ever done? He's never achieved anything. You know, he's just one of those constantly whinging little whiny inadequates. You know, oh, if only. And then creating division where there is none. Creating lies, telling lies to try and create a division. But that was ever thus the SNP way. Anyway, we'll stop there. Thank you very much for watching. Do please hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 9,000 for Christmas. It'll be massively helpful if you subscribe. And I will speak to you later. Bye.